Happy Monday, everybody. My name is Brandon Rosa, and welcome to episode 303 of the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. The show is on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please subscribe in your favorite and leave a review if you like the show. Xboxin10.com, no numbers, is your quick source for links to all of our podcast destinations and social media profiles, which you can follow at Xboxin10. To start, let's talk game releases. The big game out last week was WWE 2K25, and the games coming out this week include MLB The Show 25, Scrap Divers, Kinikui Nico Super Muscle Cat, S-Prism Destroyer, Stellar Docks Deep Space, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition, Sledders, Atelier Yumia, The Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned Land, Bleach Rebirth of Souls, Space 4 Infinity, Heroes Hour, Spot Challenge Volume 3, and The Answer is 42. That is a game name. Now into last week's biggest news stories, and we have 4 to cover this week. Number 1. Microsoft is reportedly partnering on an Xbox handheld device to launch in 2025. Ben Carey at Pure Xbox writes, as per a new report from outlet Windows Central, Xbox is working on a new handheld gaming device to launch this year, although it won't strictly be a traditional portable console according to the site. Basically, Windows Central says that it seems Microsoft is working with PC gaming OEM, think Asus, Lenovo, MSI, Razer, etc., on an Xbox branded gaming handheld. The system will apparently look unmistakably Xbox, featuring an official Xbox guide button and Xbox design sensibilities. The report also adds that the device is surprisingly slated for later in 2025 if plans are met. But what about the proper Xbox handheld console, you say? Well, that's reportedly in the works as well to launch in 2027 alongside Microsoft's Xbox Series X successor. It said that this 2025 Xbox branded portable PC of sorts will be a research experience for Microsoft as the team works towards its next-gen hardware plans down the road. Cool. Our sources also indicate that Microsoft's internal successor to the Xbox Series X and S platform has been fully greenlit all the way up to CEO Satya Nadella. For now, I understand that Microsoft's next-gen hardware plans include a premium successor to the powerful Xbox Series X, alongside its own Xbox gaming handheld, and several new controller options. Tentatively, it seems these new console devices are slated for 2027, end quote. As is always the case with these sorts of reports, none of this is official Microsoft information at the time of posting, so it's worth bearing in mind that before you take any of these details to the bank. Having said that, Xbox boss Phil Spencer has confirmed an Xbox handheld being a few years away, which lines up with the above quote from today's report. As for this Xbox-like portable PC slated for this year, well, we'll just have to wait and see if that comes to fruition. There are already lots of similar devices on the market right now, including Steam Deck and the Asus ROG Ally, so maybe Microsoft is planning to add something a little more Xbox flavored to this handheld PC lineup in the coming months. Big news in here. And I gotta admit, a little disappointed, but I think I get it and I think it makes sense. There's currently a lot of competition in this market. When I say a lot, this is still a pretty niche market for these mobile PC handheld devices. However, it does seem like they're really trying to learn a lot for their big push in 2027. Another big note, as we were previously theorizing on the show, that the next-gen consoles will be coming out in 2026. Again, while disappointed, I do get it. While it does seem like the earliest we could possibly see the PlayStation 6 is 2028 since they just released the PlayStation 5 Pro last year, I think you do want to be as close to that console as possible so that there isn't a gigantic hardware disparity between the two consoles. Xbox is not fully competing with Sony and PlayStation, but obviously they'd love to be the leading hardware device. However, with their change in strategy, we all know they just want to be the world's biggest gaming publisher, and I think giving gamers the options to play Xbox handhelds, play on PC, or play on their home console is great. For now, I think I'll be passing on this device unless something blows me away, but I can't imagine that would be possible. I'd like to put my money, if I'm going mobile handheld this year, into the Switch 2, and I do have the Logitech G Cloud, so I could still play some games, just not natively. Number 2, Bethesda's rumored Elder Scrolls 4 remake could shadow drop on Xbox, it's claimed. Ben Carey at Pure Xbox writes, so it's been a good few months that we've been hearing about a possible remake about the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, although Microsoft has yet to announce the title at the time of posting. While following on from more rumors about the title arriving soon earlier this week, it sounds like there's a possibility we don't get any lead time at all from announcement to release. This information is again coming from prominent leaker Nate the Hate, one of the sources of prior Oblivion remake rumors. According to their information from earlier this week, the insider now says that the gap between the reveal and the release will be minimal, and that a shadow drop is possible from Bethesda and Microsoft. As for exactly when this shadow drop could happen, it seems that the leaker isn't super certain. Nate the Hate says that the game was never planned for Xbox Developer Direct back in January, and that we have the big Nintendo Switch 2 Direct coming in just a few weeks. They have not heard of a Switch 2 version of the title. Ultimately, we'll have to see where things go next with this Oblivion remake rumor saga, but it sounds like there's not long at all to go before Xbox reveals and potentially releases this thing. Yeah, it feels like we've been talking about this rumor for months and months and months at this point. It would be nice just to have it out, but I'm unbelievably confused that they're going to announce this in April and then also shadow drop it. Why not just wait 2 months and drop this at your Xbox big June showcase? That would be a huge pop to see this shadow drop. I don't know, it doesn't make sense, but I am very intrigued to see what kind of remake this is. Is it more remaster than remake? Are they actually going to be changing things? I will be playing this as I never beat Oblivion, but God only knows how many times I started this on the 360, playing that intro, and it was one of the first big Bethesda games I really sunk my teeth into. Number 3, Activision confirms release date for return of original Verdansk map to Call of Duty Warzone. Wesley Yimpool at IGN writes, Activision has confirmed the release date for the return of the original Verdansk map to Call of Duty Warzone. Verdansk returns to the Battle Royale on April 3rd alongside Season 3, Activision said alongside the following tease. Quote, get ready for the drop zones and familiar terrain that players loved alongside new updates to explore, end quote. Verdansk returns to Warzone as part of its 5th anniversary celebration. Since launching in March 2020, the free-to-download Warzone has seen more than 125 million players. Fueled by stay-at-home gaming during the pandemic, Warzone changed Call of Duty forever, and the year since has become tied to the release of each annual premium game in the shooter series. However, Warzone has suffered a troubling 12 months, with an ongoing backlash over cheating that Activision is struggling to get a handle on, and a perceived lack of content fueling what many in the community believe is a shrinking player base. The pressure is on Verdansk to breathe new life into Warzone, and Activision will be hoping a spot of nostalgia for the Battle Royale was at launch will help it along. Well, if I can convince any one of my friends to do it, I will certainly be trying to fuel that nostalgia and checking this out. Some of my very best gaming memories of all time are on Warzone during those pandemic days. Specifically, a couple of nights where we did, I believe it was picking 2 different teams of all my friends and seeing how far they could get in 1, 2, or 3 Warzone rounds. Depending on which team rank you were to survive, you got X number of points, and obviously if you won, you got a ton of points. So fun. And number 4, Silent Hill F trailer confirms Series X and S release for horror game. Kez Eiler Stevenson at True Achievements writes, Silent Hill F's new trailer is here, bringing with it confirmation that the Japan set entry into the legendary franchise is coming to Xbox Series X and S. That will make it the first game from Konami's horror series on Xbox in 13 years. Notably absent from our best horror games on Xbox is the latest remake of Silent Hill 2, because it was a PS5 console exclusive. Our list is set to change if the latest entry into the franchise, Silent Hill F, can deliver on the promise of the new trailer. Set in Japan in the 1960s, will you find the beauty in terror? So, as for hard details, Silent Hill F will be coming to Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. However, Konami has still not given us a release window. Instead, this trailer is giving us a taste of its unique and gorgeous looking setting alongside some very unsettling body horror imagery. You'll be playing as Hinako Shimizu in a town called Ibisuguaka. When the fog rolls in, you can guess what happens next, terrifying monsters and puzzles to solve. There's some really interesting talent behind this entry, particularly author Ryukushi07, who constructed the world. This is the first entry into the franchise on Xbox since 2012's Silent Hill HD Collection, which collects both Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3 into one package. It's still well worth playing if you want a taste of the series at its best with achievements, even if it isn't perfect version of those games. It's a real shame that last year's acclaimed remake of the aforementioned second game isn't on Xbox. I skimmed through this trailer and I'll give it that it looks very good. I didn't want to fully watch because Silent Hill is just a franchise that I've never dipped my toes into. In terms of survival horror, I obviously, as I've mentioned on the show before, am a die-hard Resident Evil fan, and I just never picked this up on PlayStation. Obviously, being a big Xbox fan, it didn't have a big Xbox presence on the early consoles, so I still would like to one day go back and play the Silent Hill HD collection, which I do own, before ever touching any of these new games. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox, and with the hardware that we were talking about potentially coming this year and 2027. Do y'all know about Xbox Play Anywhere? So Xbox Play Anywhere is a feature Microsoft introduced back in 2016 that allows you to play supported games you own on both Xbox consoles and PC without having to buy them twice. Thus, the fun fact for this week is that Xbox did announce that there are now over 1,000 Xbox Play Anywhere games. Microsoft Jason Ronald has also confirmed that more games will soon receive Xbox Play Anywhere support. Fulfilling their mission about playing the games you want on the devices you want with the people you want, this is one of their very best initiatives, which is very, very friendly to the consumer. Thank you all for listening to the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. If you like the show, please subscribe on your favorite podcast service, share with your friends, leave a review, and follow on all social media at Xbox in 10. This past week, really haven't dipped my toes much into anything, just a little bit more of Pokemon Black, as well as Marvel Snap, as always. My name is Baron Rose. You can follow me on Xbox at Broza93. Hope you all have a great week, stay safe, and keep on gaming.